Welcome to today's tomato harvest. I really need to water these, so we're doing a big harvest before I soak them. It's I'm in Southern California and it's been really, really, really hot. It's supposed to be 101 today, and it's been over 100 for this whole week. These are looking pretty crispy because I haven't watered them. I haven't really watered them all week, which is fine because I'm going to end up ripping these out. It kind of stresses them out good and probably is making them stressed and feel like they need to ripen up the fruit because they think they're dying, which they are. This one looks pretty rough, but I'm going to take cuttings and root them in water of a couple of the ones that look really good. I'm going to take some cuttings because I don't really want to start them from seed right now, but I want to do we have a really long seed growing season. So I think if I take cuttings this week, in the next week or two, they'll start putting on roots. Then I can plant them with a head start. But yeah, I think taking the cuttings will be fine. And then by the time this fruit hopefully should be ripening up and I can rip these out, because in August, we get so hot here, Zone 9, Southern California. August just sucks. If this fruit can ripen up and I get this fruit, I'll tear these out. When temperatures get above like 90, 95 degrees, I've heard some things say 85, but I think it's more like 90, 95. The tomato plants don't set flowers. The flowers either fall off or they just kind of like sit there and try to survive. They don't really thrive until the temperatures cool down a little bit, then they'll start setting flowers again. If I can get a head start, we might get a good fall crop. If we get cold too early, I won't be wasting a lot of time and effort by starting more from seed. My freezer's filling up though, so I was debating on whether or not I should do a batch of sauce and get it canned up and make room in my freezer. But it's been too hot to want to do anything. Uh-oh, I haven't seen any tomato hornworms yet this year, but I do see a black like poop on one of the leaves. But I don't see any. Oh, here's some leaves chewed up. A few years ago, someone had told me that if you put like bird waters in your yard that will keep the birds around, that it'll keep them from pecking at your tomatoes. Because the birds would like ruin them. And I had tomato hornworms real bad. But ever since I started making sure I had water for birds in my yard, I don't have tomato hornworms anymore. It's been really nice. But I shouldn't speak too soon because maybe I will. But if it's this late in the season, I'm fine with that. Yeah, I only see damage on this one little leaf right here. So maybe a bird came and got it before it did any damage. Maybe I'll come out later with a black light. If you come out at night with a black light, the hornworms glow and you can see them really easy. It's kind of fun. Yeah, something was eating this one. Maybe it was a hornworm. I don't know. I'm going to throw this in my compost pile. I can't believe how good some of these plants look for how much I've neglected them. Although the last time I did water, I forgot and left the soaker hose running. So they got a really, really good deep watering. I think when I take cuttings, I'm going to plant them out front in the front yard where I have the drip irrigation, because these are bush style, they're like determinate and they grow bushy like this. I was getting a little burnt out when it started getting hot. I don't think I was acclimated yet to the heat. And man, I just ignored everything. Everything's a hot mess. But I'm going to replant some zucchini and squash and take care of a couple things. I think I'm a little more acclimated to the heat after these heat waves we've been having. We had a family reunion. I was in Orange County this weekend, out by the beach, kind of. And it felt so humid. But I know that people that live in places where there's actual humidity. I really can't complain because we're normally really dry here. Yeah, these are starting to look a little diseased. That's okay. These tomatoes were all supposed to be Roma tomatoes. And all the seeds came out of the same seed pack. And there's like 4 different kinds of tomatoes shapes. There's ones that are kind of Romas. And then there's ones that are like perfectly round. Some seeds got crossed or something. There's a mix up. But I've tasted them. They taste pretty good. I think it's normal to give up around August and just kind of let things go. Some of these are small, but there's some giant ones too. I think I already have like 12-gallon Ziploc bags full of tomatoes. So we'll see how much this gives us. Oh, this is a cute one. It looks like an apple. It looks like a little miniature apple. That's so cute. Okay, here's our final harvest for today. A lot of them are just blushing. And 1 cucumber. Look at that cucumber in there. I might start some more of those too. I've never done a fall batch of cucumbers, but not too shabby. I'm going to set up the soaker hose and let it water a little bit. And then after I'm done watering, I'm going to come out here later when this starts to get more shaded and take some cuttings. All right, we'll see you soon. This is one right here. So this is the end of the tomato vine. And then there's a leaf growing out right here. And this that's growing right here in the little armpit is what we're taking. And then it doesn't need to be that long. I'm just going to cut these leaves off and stick this in my water. This is a good one right here. So there's the vine is vining up. This is a sucker in the armpit coming off. I should be using my pruners. These are not good. So this has some flowers on it. I'm going to cut those off. This is kind of a big one, but I'm going to cut all these off because I don't want energy going into that. So basically where these nodes are, I'm going to cut that off. And I'm going to stick this in the water, peel these little leaves off. I'm going to stick this in the water and it'll root along there. That one's really long. I'm just going to take the end here. Let's see. Let me get you up close. Let me see. Okay, so here is this that I just cut off. I'm going to cut off this bottom leaf. And there's flowers. My umbrella hat, these umbrella hats are really nice as long as there's no wind. You get the slightest little bit of wind and watch out. You're going to feel like it's going to take you away. I'm going to cut that a little shorter. And there's a little flower. Cut these little flowers off. And that's going in the water. The seed pack was mixed. It said they were Romas. They were not. I'm going to split this one in 2. Maybe that'll. The cool thing about this is if you take a bunch and some of them don't work, it really doesn't matter. Or you can just cut the tips. Like these flowers aren't going to turn into tomatoes. So I'm actually just going to cut this off at this tomato right here. Cut that, cut all that. And I'm just going to root that, the tips. And if you do something wrong, it really doesn't matter because these plants are going to die and look gross pretty soon here anyway. Uh-oh, wind's picking up. I know I look silly with this thing on my head, but let me tell you, it's nice. So I'm going to take, there's a sucker right here, but it's a very tiny sucker. I'm going to just take the tip of this, cut this, cut the flowers off. These might be getting spider mites, which is fine. We get spider mites here. I'm usually doing this earlier in the season. We're experimenting together because, yeah, I usually do this more in the beginning of the season to make more plants to plant, or like when the plants are young and they're looking really good and I have to prune them anyways, I'll start these just in case something gets them or they die. I already have plants ready to replace the ones that didn't do well. But, oh, those are cherry tomatoes. Oh, I don't know. We'll see. These are hanging over. I'll make sure I'm cutting the right ones. So this one is just, I'm going to cut these flowers off. So I cut this whole branch off right here. This is a leaf. Cut that off. Cut that little bundle of flowers off. I'm going to cut this leaf off. Cut these flowers off. Cut that leaf off. And then I'm just going to stick, see there's these nodes right here. I'm going to put those in the water. So I just came in looking for tips of branches. See, these are all intertangled. This is hard to show you. Here's a good one. So if you can see right here, can you see this right here? There's something growing right there. There's a leaf growing right there. And I'm going to cut out this center piece, if I can get in here and keep the thing focused. Oops, that leaf is in the way. I'm going to cut that right there. So this, just going to take this leaf off here. I'm going to cut that one off there. Actually, I can probably make this into two. I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut this leaf off. Oop. And I'll show you on here. This one, we're going to stick these nodes in the water. Actually, this one we'll just see. I'm going to cut it into two. See if that sprouts. This might just be a leaf, but there's part of a node on the bottom. You never know unless you try. If they don't work, they don't work. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you go out, if your tomatoes aren't completely destroyed and looking really bad, go out, just take some cuttings and put them in a cup of water and try it. And if it doesn't work, well, you just wasted a cup of water. That's it. So here's what we got. I've got, there's a spider on there. These are the possible Romas. And this is a couple cherry tomatoes. We'll see how these do. I'll keep you guys updated. All right. Go out and try to root some tomato suckers. Get those cuttings. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.